Hey guys, it's Katie Dow with Raleigh Real Estate Law again. I'm the attorney and owner, and I'm here with my friend Laura Martin, who is the owner of Magnolia Title, but also a real estate attorney. So she has a lot of experience. She's who I go to when we get the crazy title situation. So, and very fitting, we have somebody who, or today you're gonna talk about what are the top 3 title issues that you see as a title insurer come across your desk.
Yeah. And I've been doing this a long time. I started out in 1991 down in Wilmington as a real estate paralegal.
Yes.
So I've seen some crazy stuff over the years. I would have to say the #1 is surveys. And if you don't get a survey, you don't know what is in your backyard.
Like dead people.
Like dead people, yeah.
Yeah. So I had a closing once where we had a survey, and turns out Aunt Linda, they just buried in the backyard, which causes a title issue because then the family members forever have an easement to be able to come onto your property and visit Aunt Linda, among other issues you would think would be a problem.
Perpetual easement.
Perpetual easement. So that you're gonna find on a survey. You're gonna see, I've had houses that are on the other property.
Yes.
I've had houses that are in easements. What are other big survey issues that you can think of that we'll see?
One of that comes to mind is in 1957 is when the attorney stopped the search. You would think that that would be long enough.
Yeah.
No, this easement was put on in 1951 in ITB Raleigh inside the Beltline, and they wanted to build on this property, and they found out that there's a sewer line. It was placed in 1951, so going back to 1957 wasn't enough, and they really needed the survey to find that out.
Yeah, which I think is the larger issue too, is a lot of it's optional in North Carolina if you get a survey, but we're closing attorneys, we're not, magical unicorns. We can't tell you these things unless you get a survey. So think of the number of people who have declined a survey that could have found these things out had they got one prior to closing. So that's big tip. Second tip, other big title issue.
Marital interest. So in North Carolina, when you own a property, whether or not it's in your, if you buy the property and you're married, or you buy the property and you're single and then you get married, the marital interest attaches. And you're not going to know that just from searching the title. And a lot of times when you send out the seller info sheet, they're not going to tell you if they're married. And
or they'll be like, "Oh, I'm divorced."
Yeah.
And then they sit at the closing table, and you're like, "Wait, are you divorced?" She's like, "Well, I haven't spoken to my husband in 30 years." I'm like, "Well." That's not divorced. That's a problem.
So then when you transfer the property and you don't know that the seller was actually married, they can come back later and say, I own a share of that. So.
I've seen that one happen before too. What's your third one?
Estates. Estates are complicated enough as it is, but the 2 questions you need to find out right away: did they die with a will or without a will? Because the law is so different for both of those scenarios. And so the closing attorneys will call me to find out, what do I need to do with this? Who needs to sign? Who needs to actually be on the contract as the seller? Yeah. That's the most important thing. Is it the executor, or is it all of the heirs?
I just do everybody. I don't.
That's what I
don't want to ask the questioning. I'm just everybody.
Just everybody.
And spouses, and your kid. Yeah. All right. All right, so summarize, get a survey, watch out for marital interest. Estates are a hot mess.
Yes.
Does that about wrap it up?
Pretty much.
All right, Laura, well, thank you for coming by and talking to us today, and thank you guys for listening. Look, I did it without you telling me to do it. Boom. I'm an expert. Did that sound good?